Hey guys, welcome back. I'm really excited. Today I'm going to be collaborating with MakoLife27. He's a fellow YouTuber and this is his super cool Doomsday bracelet. I love this design so much and I really appreciate him asking me to do a tutorial. So a big thank you to him. I do hope that you guys are willing to go check his channel out, show his page some love, and also let him know what you think of his design. So for today, we are going to be making a smaller piece, so you will need to add extension bands at the end, but you're going to need about 96 bands plus about 15 or 30 of those extension bands. The breakdown does include 28 of the metallic blue, 24 of the glow blue, 12 of this navy blue, 12 of this pink, 10 of this yellow, and 10 of this inner pink. You will also need your C-clip and your hook, and I'm going to show you guys the loom setup. So to get started, we're going to have 4 bars wide with the 2 centers aligned next to each other, and the outer 2 are going to be staggered forward. If you do want a longer bracelet and not use an extension, connect another 4 in front of that one. So we're going to lay this metallic blue first. I call that the border. So I'm going to lay it across the 2 middle ones first. We'll use that to close it at the end, and then we're going to go diagonal left and right. And now we're going to go straight down the right bar pin. So for me, since I'm only using one set, I'm going to lay 11 of these straight ones, and then I'll bring it in towards the center. If you're using 2 sets, then you're going to lay 23, and then you'll bring it into the center. Just like that. You're going to do the exact same thing on the left side, getting that border laid, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. So once you're caught up, we're going to come back to the beginning. We're going to fill in some of the middle now, which is going to be the glow blue. So we're going to lay them the same exact way. They're just going straight down both of the center bars, and I am going to lay them both at the same time. We're just going to lay them straight until we reach the bands at the end of the loom. Very simple. So once you're caught up laying those, push them all down. We're going to come back to the beginning, and now we're going to lay the bands that are navy blue on this one. We're going to be doing a long diagonal stretch. So from this center pin here, we're going to do a long stretch up to the outer bar, and we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So we're going to lay both sides at the same time. We're going to skip the next pin in the middle and come up to the third one, and we're going to repeat that same process. So we're going to lay it on the third and do a long diagonal stretch up. Just make sure you're not coming to the peg closest to it, because that would be a short diagonal one. You want it to be a long diagonal stretch, and then mirror that and do the same on the left. We're going to do that on every other row. So we're going to skip the next row, come up to the next one, and repeat. And repeat again. We will continue this until we cannot lay anymore. So I did jump off and fix my bands that were twisted. You don't have to do that. It is optional. We're going to come back to the beginning and choose our next layer, which is going to be these pinks right here. So we're going to start at the very first pin on the outer rows, and we're going to cross this pink right on top of the blue that we laid. Do that on both sides. We're going to do that on each row, crossing it right on top of the diagonal blue. So you are skipping this peg, coming up to the next one, and crossing right on top. Repeat that again. So once you are caught up, because I did jump ahead, we're going to come back, and we're going to lay the bands the same way, but we're going to choose another color. Or at least that's what I like to do. Now we're going to be laying this yellow here. So we're laying it the same way, we're just filling in the parts that we skipped the last round. So it'll be the second bar up that we're starting on, and we're just going to lay it the same way, going diagonally inwards. Come up to the next empty one, and repeat. We're just going to fill in all of the empty ones that we missed the last time. Very easy. So this is where the last one will end right here. You don't lay one on top of where the border ends. So now you're going to want to go through and push those down, and then we're going to choose our next color. So that's going to be the very center, which is this light pink in here. We actually lay that color 2 different ways. So we're going to come down to the third row in the middle, and we're going to lay this band going horizontally across them like that. We're going to skip the row after, come up to the one in front of that, and do that again. So we're doing it to every other row, and we will not lay this on the last one. So that's where your last one should go. So we're going to come back to the beginning, and using that same color, starting on the second row, we're going to wrap this around those two pegs, but also pull it up and connect it to the two in front of it, which does have the horizontal band under it that we laid a minute ago. So that square band is what we're going to be doing down the loom. So come up to the next empty row, and that's where the next one's going to start. So stretch it across those two, and then also pull it up to connect to the one in front of it. And as I said, that horizontal band should be under it as well. We're going to do this to each one. We do not have anything connected onto the second to last pegs and the very last one, and I'll show you that in 1 second. Like that. So this is where the last one is. We have nothing here or here. So that's all the bands that we need to lay for now. You do want to push those down and then turn your loom around. So we're going to grab one more of the border color and wrap it around one of the center pegs in the middle. And we're going to stretch it over with our hook like so. So now we can start the looping, and we're going to come up to the third pegs up in the middle, and we're going to be looping these yellows back to themselves. So we have to go inside that horizontal and the square pink that we laid. So go push them two out of the way and grab that yellow, and it's just getting looped outwards back to itself. Do the same on both sides. These are the only bands that we're going to be looping for now. So we don't have anything to loop on the pins after it. Come up to the row above where those pinks are. Make sure you're getting in front of both of those two bands. Grab your yellow and loop it out. Skip the next row, come up to the next one where those pinks are, and repeat. Keep doing that until all of your yellows or whatever color you used there are looped out, and then I'll come back and show you what we're going to do next. So here's mine all completed. We're going to come back down now. Come to the beginning, and we're going to go inside this cap band at the beginning. We're going to grab the top band in there, which is just going to go straight. Do both of them. We just had to get those moved out of the way for right now. Then we're going to go back into the cap band and grab this blue, which is the border, loop that out to the right and to the left. So now that we did that, we do need to move these two bands back onto these pins. So we're just going to pick it up and place it back on like this. I actually forgot that we were going to lay that in a different order, so I kind of had to work around that. So once you have it like that, now we can continue. And we're going to be looping these long navy blue bands. So it doesn't matter which side you start from, but once you get in here, you're going to grab that long blue band and just loop it up to the middle like that. Repeat on the left one like that. We're going to do that to each of those blue ones. So the blues aren't on here, so come up to the next one where they are. I'm going to go inside these two bands and grab that long diagonal blue and loop it up. We're just going to keep looping these out until all the blues are looped up. So this is what it's looking like. We're going to come back to the beginning again, and now we're going to be looping the pink bands, which are these ones. So starting on the second row, this pink one on this first one, there's nothing on top of it. You're just going to grab the pink and loop it out to the right where it's coming from. Do the left side like that. We're going to come up to the middle of the next one where that pink is, and this time we have to reach inside the pink band that's there. So this is the band that has that pink right there. You're just going to go in here, move it out of the way, grab that diagonal pink, and loop it out. Repeat here. You're going to skip this row because we have no pink on there. Come up to the next one, and we'll loop these out. It's pretty easy because everything is done like separately, which I like because it's kind of easy to remember the steps when it's like that. So get all of these diagonals looped out, and then I'll show you what we are going to do next. Once you are caught up, this is what it's going to look like. We're going to come back to the beginning, and we're going to start looping up the center glow bands on these 2 rows. So go in here, and you're going to loop that glow blue straight, and do that one more time. Come to the left and do that again. So loop it up once, go in there, loop it up twice. So now we need to do a step where we flip a band over. It's going to be this blue one right here. It's the second band down. You're just going to grab a hold of it and flip it over and release. Second band down and release. We'll go back to looping the glow blue. So you're going to go down in here and grab the bottom band and loop it up. Go down into this pin. Just make sure you're in front of that pink and not like behind it. Go in front of it. Grab the bottom, loop it up. We're going to come and do the left side. Loop the bottom band up. And do that again. And once again, we need to flip that navy blue over. So it's the second band down. We're going to keep alternating looping the glow blue up 2 times on each center bar, and then flipping the second band over. So keep doing that until the top of the loom, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. So something that I like to do, which you don't have to do, but I like to try to get it nice and cleaned up, is these bands that we flip over, they like to twist on me. So in order to get it untwisted, I use my hook to pull on that blue, and then I roll it forward, just a quick roll with my fingers, and it usually straightens it out. See how it's like, twist it right there? I grab it with my hook, pull it out, and I do a quick roll, and that usually fixes it. So that's just a little tip. Okay, so now we have one more step to do, and that's going to be looping the borders. So we're going to do the right side first. We're just going to go into the sidebar, loop the bottom band forward. We're going to loop that bottom band forward again. And now we need to grab these 2 yellow bands right here and flip them over. It's the second and third band down, but you can see it right here. That's where I grab it. And just flip them over, sitting on the inside of the pin. And now we will continue. We'll go back in that pin and loop the border up. Loop it up again. And now we need to flip these yellow bands over, like so. And we're going to alternate those 2 steps. Loop the border up twice, and flip the second and third band over. Once you get to the very top of the loom, we're going to go into that corner pin and loop that last border inwards like so. So we need to do the same thing on the left side. So come back to the beginning, loop this the same exact way, and I'll meet you here at the top. So when you guys are caught up and we're at the top of the loom, we're just going to reach into one of these center pins at the top. Grab one side of that horizontal bottom band in there, and then bring the other end together. And this is where we're going to attach our C-clip or our easy clip. So you would also need to make an extension, like if you only use the same size loom as me, which is only 1 set of 4. And I'm going to put a little eye up here if you need to follow how to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and remove this carefully off the loom. So once you do have it off of the loom, I like to give it a good stretch up and down and pull my cap band in case it's tucked in. The one thing that I love about this design is you can keep it just like this where the center is nice and tight and closed in together. But if you stretch it this way, you can also open it up a little bit to where you actually see those center bands, which I really like that look as well. So you get 2 minor different looks depending how you stretch it. So I'm going to put that little piece to the side. I need to make an extension for that. But that is how you make the incredible Doomsday bracelet created by Mako Life 27. A big shout out and thank you to him for doing this collaboration with me today. Don't forget to check out his YouTube channel and let him know what you think of this. If you like this video, you can hit that thumbs up button down below. But that will be it for today, you guys. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Thanks, guys. Bye!